All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. CPM Group says the pandemic will dent silver supply and demand in 2020. Now, before we jump into it, I just want to say if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time catching it, please give the video a like and helps get this economic evangelism out there. But let's get right into it. CPM Group is seeing that with the cause of this crisis, we're seeing a situation that normally would have been positive for silver, given a supply squeeze. Usually that's a positive for prices. However, we see that demand has also been hit. And the demand side of silver is particularly unique compared to gold. They're both monetary metals, but the main difference, obviously, between gold and silver is that silver, most of the demand, roughly about 80% of it, is non-monetary. And between the distribution of all the demand use cases, you have industrial demand, you have monetary investor demand, so coins and bars, you have silverware, and then you also have jewelry. 3 out of those 4 use cases are non-monetary, and roughly give or take, how things are happening in a given year, you could have 80% demand of non-monetary uses. You could have sometimes even 90% if things are looking pretty bad on the investor side. But let's get a quick quote from this article from Kitco from CPM Group that I highlighted here. Okay, so here's the quote. While such supply disruptions by themselves would have been extremely positive for metals prices in another environment, the same factors that are causing supply disruptions are also resulting in a reduction in demand for silver for use in fabricated products, CPM Group said. There is little demand from both end consumers and from factories producing various products as they are shuttered in an effort to contain the issue. The net impact of these disruptions is near zero. Now, one of the things that you probably noticed in the title is that CPM Group says that this is likely going to dent silver supply and demand in 2020. And one of the things that you should also take note of is that this may last more than just, 6 months or even 12 months. What we're living in right now is something that likely, given what is the solution that will probably give people the most comfort, probably even by extension, the market's most comfort, is the creation of a vaccine or something. Obviously, with what happened a couple of weeks ago with the news of Gilead, the markets just skyrocketed, and that was just off of, I believe, an antiviral. So imagine how things will, potentially turn around in the Dow once there's news on that. But one of the things that we should also take note of is that not only are we, is it maybe a little bit too early, and just saying that this is just going to be something that's hitting us in 2020. We may see more cases on the rise, and I know this might, pretty much as far as what models are seeing right now. One model, and I'm going to read this quote from this article here. One model frequently cited by the White House coronavirus task force has upped its predicted death toll again, this time projecting 74,000 Americans will lose their lives to the issue by August. The projection was adjusted due to longer peaks in some states and signs that people are becoming more active again. Now, remember, some states are beginning to open up again, so likely they're trying to take that into consideration with their models. So just take note that they have upped their projections of the toll by August. So, even as things open and things become a little bit more, the Dow becomes more positive, you know, don't be, lulled to sleep by that. We're not out of the woods yet with this whole issue that's causing a global lockdown and obviously an economic shutdown. Who knows, by August, we may have to close things down again, and then the Dow is back down, after hitting highs or whatever. So we're not completely out of the woods yet. And that could also impact silver prices, because if we start to see, say for example, a couple of months, silver prices begin to maybe skyrocket. You have mines opening, you have the economy just, slowly opening up again. And then you start to see more cases, and then governors and the federal government is saying, okay, let's do this lockdown thing again. Then you might see things go back down again. So that's why I say, until you probably have a somewhat of a permanent solution to this issue, you probably aren't going to see sustained, and I say sustained, positivity within the equities. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Again, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Thanks again. It's Black Bullion.